Today it's Wednesday, July 29, 2026. I'm gonna continue closing the engine, putting some parts. I'm gonna put the water pump, the high pressure pump, vacuum pump, the cover here, the PCV, spark plugs, the cancellation for the actuators, for the variable lift I'm talking about. I have them here. I need to gap the spark plugs, the new seal here, high pressure pump, water pump, the neck for the oil, this is for the cover. Okay, fine. So let's move on, because after that I'm gonna pause the engine and then I'm gonna have to go to continue with the transmission to change the diff. Yep, that's the plan. Let's start working on it. Finish on the engine for now. The blocks are in place, PCV in place, 4 ignition coils, not the 5th one, because there was one spark plug outside of the box, and when I opened the box there was 3 inside. Alright, so I need one spark plug. Okay, nothing wrong with that. They're gonna bring it to me with the rest of the parts. Alright, cover back in place, the bracket back in place, PCV, the oil neck, from where you're filling up, campus sensors 1, 2 in place, the small bracket here. I need to torque down this bolt here and this one here. Then high pressure pump installed, vacuum pump installed, water pump back in place, a block here to don't fill something in, just in case. I have block also here, the PCV, masking tape for the intake and for the fuel injectors to don't contaminate the engine. The same thing also for the dipstick here, for the exhaust, the oil feed here, the oil return here. This is the coolant, doesn't matter this one. Let me torque down these 3 bolts. That's the next thing to finalize it. Yeah, it's tilted because now it's heavy from this side. I mean, if I make it this side, this is supposed to be straight, but it's the engine stand and whoop, it goes there. It's being locked, by the way. Yep. So I'm gonna wrap the engine with nylon until it comes the rest of the parts. I have to deal with some housing here for the M156 for the R63 outside, and later on the differential, the transmission from the DAZA, from the RS3. Yep, that's it for now. For you, it's gonna be in a second. In a second, you're gonna see the transmission and the diff. Yeah. Like I said earlier, next step, it's the diff to install the wave track. Meanwhile, I received valves, another set of camshafts. This is for the other RS3. It's a different video. Right, this, and then I receive also a clutch basket with the inner piece of the dual mass flywheel. I don't know which brand is this, to be honest. Okay, it is something. This is for this DAZA. And I receive also a head gasket, and is this what, intake manifold? No, exhaust manifold gasket supposed to be. Alright, keep that there. Okay, let's continue. Not now for that, just want to see the paper to compare with the other one. 1 second. It's supposed to be the same. It has to be the same, right? It has to be exactly the same numbers. This is 1797.63, this is 1797.51. Alright. Exactly the same numbers. Yeah, it makes sense. You can tell me it might be stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, but I don't know. It looks like the same numbers. Yeah, same numbers. So we might get, like I said before, like I said on the previous video, keep it there. We're gonna get the broken block, the exploded block outside that had the hole, one cylinder head. I'm gonna open some space to be able to read and to mount it properly with the dummy valve springs. Otherwise, with the way how I did it yesterday, I said that before, it's not the right way, okay? The only thing what I did, it's comparing, let us say, the OEM versus the aftermarket ones with the way how I mount it, all right? It's not the actual numbers. Yeah, let's move on. Let's continue with the transmission, and then I'm gonna start with the other engine. Most probably tomorrow, not today. Yeah. Transmission time. That's the oil from the transmission. There are some metallic shavings, and it's not the first time that we see metallic shavings out of this transmission. To be honest, I don't know the condition of the transmission. Alright. I hope there don't be anything wrong inside. I'm gonna clean it a little bit. I don't want to contaminate it inside. I have already removed the clutch basket, obviously. I have it inside of the engine room. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Yep. So far, so good. Let's see. What are we gonna see? No cracks. No, nothing. Okay. Nice. Not bad. Keep it there. Keep it there. Don't contaminate it. Start working. Let's get the oil out, because I don't know if they're gonna bring me a fresh oil, new oil, or we're gonna use the old one. Ideal to put a fresh oil inside with one new filter and call it a day. Yeah. Let's see. For you in a second. Opening the transmission to extract the differential. This is the differential. Alright. Obviously. Now, like I said before, in a previous oil change, a couple of years ago when we changed the oil, I found some pieces inside and on the filter and when we drain the oil. Alright, and we said, okay, we're gonna send it to see how long it's gonna last. Alright, let's go here to see what's going on. You see this? This is supposed to don't be here. These are not good news. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. You see this? And this? And this? We have another one here, and we have a big piece here. Something comes apart. Something coming apart, and it's working fine. Surprising. Surprising. Let me inform my friend, let me inform the owner that I found this metallic shavings inside. Is it from the synchro? Is it from the fork? Let me inform him what I found, and I'm gonna continue. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Let me talk to him first. You know what it might be? This might be from the basket, from an old clutch basket that came apart. But again, I remember one black piece that it was inside. There was one black piece, like the gasket from the solenoids. Usually the Golf or the Audi, they have this problem, not this. Anyhow, I sent him the video just to see what I see for this. And yeah, as far as I know, at least for the Golf, for the 250, you cannot get the inner filter separate. If we can get the inner filter separate on the 500, it's gonna be amazing. Alright. Yeah. Fine. At least I cleaned a little bit all around. because I don't want, when I open it, I didn't want to contaminate, don't want to fail anything inside, and it didn't fail something in. That's a good one. The parts I have it over there, the remaining parts what I have removed, and need to check. Another thing to upload this video, because we're gonna see how we're gonna end up with that. I never had a problem with the wave track. It was drop-in, even on the Mercedes or in any application. The distance after pressing the bearing in, I mean, we're gonna be able to unpress this bearing. I'm against reusing the bearings. I would like to use new bearings, but it's not my call after all. We're gonna see about that. Now, I was saying that measuring the distance from this side on the carrier to the other side, you need to make it precise, because after that you have to sim it if there is any difference. With wave track, it's always direct fit. You remove the old one, you change the ring, you transfer the ring to the wave track, you bolt it on, you put it in, and it's exactly the same when you get the measurements. I will gonna get the measurement also again, because you never know when it's gonna be the first time, but I'm happy that I have a wave track and I don't have any other brand. All right. Now, makes sense in this application to change a couple of O-ring seals. These are the pistons. These are the pistons that's moving the gear selector, the forks to engage the gears. I don't see any broken one. I see some has some dirt. This, it might not read where it's located, its gear. Ideal, taking all out, washing it, inspecting it, change seals or whatever it's available, also the filter, the inner filter, and then put it back together with the LSD and call it a day. But like I said, that's not my call. If the owner, if the customer, he said to me, yeah, go ahead and do it, I'm gonna do it. Otherwise, carefully removing the sealant, cleaning the surfaces, swap the diff, and then closing it back together. All right, that's how it is. Let me upload this video to see where am I, what I have done so far, and to give me an answer if he wants me to continue to open it. Otherwise, the forks are gonna, this is for the sensor and has some metal savings. Let me turn on the light to show you what I mean. See there, this is supposed to don't be like that, and this is supposed to don't be like that. It's the same thing what you see on these magnets. This is gonna confuse the sensor, and sometimes you're not gonna know if it's been engaged the gear or not. Also, this one has a little bit, and this one has a little bit. And if you want to clean it properly, you need to take it out. Right? Okay. So that's it for now. Let's send this video and let's see how we're gonna continue with that. I'm continuing now currently with a diff and standing by for the rest. Yeah, that's how it is. Thank you.